The other day I came across a YouTube video on how to improve your public speaking. I found the video very insightful and I'd like to share with you some things I learned. So today I'm going to be talking about 4 tips to improve your public speaking. So firstly is to change your perspective. So when you're like speaking, you should show up to give and have like a giving attitude, because you have seen or done something that you think others need to hear, or even like the person who invited you to speak there, they probably also think that what you have done or seen is worth sharing to many people. So the problem is that many people show to take or like get something from the audience instead, and oftentimes they will just, on the PowerPoint or something, they'll just have a picture of like a link to their website, or just like a picture of their book, and say, if you want more information you can buy my book or like subscribe to my website, which shows that they're actually just trying to get something as well from the audience instead of just trying to give them value. Yeah, so when you have like a taking mentality, obviously like the first thing you give is like the credentials, so that people know who you are and then they're willing to like give stuff to you back. So the best speakers, they're all to give something, and they don't want anything from anyone, not even their approval. They're just there to give value, and they know that they know the value of what they can provide. And so yeah, many speakers, obviously we all want a standing ovation, but everyone will get one if their speech has provided the audience with enough value that they think is like really worth it. And it's not the reason that you should show up, but instead you should just show up because you have something to give. And an example of this is that like the other day on YouTube I saw a video of Denzel Washington's speech, Fall Forward, to like some like college graduates, I think. And in his speech he was just there to give them advice, and he wasn't trying to like get anything in return from the others. He just really had like something important to share with them, and it was really inspiring. So secondly is authenticity engages. So many people have fear when they speak, and they're like scared to speak in public, even if they know it's fundamental to their industry or to their job. So like yeah, you have to like do public speaking throughout your whole life. For example, if you want to get into like a good university like Oxford or like Cambridge, to get through the interviews you still need to be able to have good public speaking skills. And even to get like an internship, you still need to do interviews to get jobs. So there's actually some patterns and a skill set you can apply. So firstly it's like authenticity engages. So know yourself before you seek advice. In history class I had to give a PowerPoint on a presentation on the 1920s economic boom in the USA, and I wasn't sure whether or not to include a PowerPoint. So I went to ask like my parents, my friends, and like some people said I should and some said I shouldn't, and in the end 6 people said I should and 6 people said I shouldn't. So I wasn't sure what to do. And then I realized that I forgot to like ask myself and think of what I truly wanted. If I wanted like a PowerPoint to like back me up if I forgot some points, or if I wanted to seem more natural without one. So yeah, basically just speak from your gut before you start asking other people, and first see your opinion, and that one's more important than anyone else's to you. And yeah, once you do this, the audience will also feel realness, and it'll be more authentic, so that you can be yourself and they'll trust you more. And yeah, just like if you're not like really authentic, then you can't really engage with the audience in the way you want, or like connect with them. So yeah, just listen to yourself first before you deliver the message to inform or inspire others. Thirdly is awareness. So this connects the speaker to the audience. So I saw a video about this like famous speaker, and he was like a motivational speaker, and he said that once he got a like email to speak in this place, so he went and he arrived early. And since he was mostly used to like sophisticated environments to give his speech, like TED Talks and stuff, he was really surprised to find that it was at a party. And he wasn't sure what to do, and he was panicking because he'd never given a speech to these types of people before, and he was afraid they wouldn't listen to him. But instead of just like panicking and just like ditching, instead he just when he started with a joke that could be related to the people and the atmosphere of the party and the people who were listening to him, and it actually made a few of them laugh, and it was relatable to that specific set of people. And yeah, it really broke the ice, and that's also a really good way to start a speech, by like telling a joke, so that you can first build trust with the audience. And so yeah, basically many people may get stuck on the preparation. So when you speak, you should have lots of situational awareness of where you're at and the environment you're in, and what the people would be interested in. Like, for example, like maybe if you're speaking something, if you're talking to one group of people and you make a joke, maybe the same joke could be insulting to another group of people. So you have to tweak depending on like where you're speaking. And an example of this is like once I had to give a presentation on like how to like save the environment, basically how to do like better. I thought it was just going to be to some like a couple of like student, like just like my year group in the school, but I was really surprised to see that loads of teachers were there too, including the headmaster and even like a local member of parliament. And basically I was really scared because I really wasn't prepared for all of those important people to be there. And at first my speech was just going to be for some points for the students they can do to help save the environment. For example, just like using less plastic bottles and just using one water bottle instead, and just like maybe like if they're close enough, then maybe just walking to school or like riding a bike to school instead of always going by car. But since there were so many important people there, I also made some suggestions. So maybe like maybe the like local MP could give us a financial like grant so that we can put more like bins around the whole area, which would also improve the environment. And it's something that we would never be able to do like if he wasn't there, and it was specifically like targeted to him. So yeah, that was I like changed my speech and I added more things because I realized I could make a bigger impact because of the situation I was in. So yeah, when you speak or present, sometimes it doesn't go as planned because there's no way to see into the future and know exactly who you're going to be talking to. So you have to be fluid, malleable, and be able to go with the situation and just play on what is happening, and yeah, be able to improvise. So yeah, because you can't always be fully prepared for everything. So fourthly is audacity. So yeah, audacity informs and inspires, and be bold to give a speech that will last. So in school, every now and then we have a guest speaker to come, and I found that some of the speech that have really like stuck with me and that I really remember very well are mostly said by the speakers who use very loud voices, and they're very engaging and persuasive in their talking, and very like bold and confident as well in what they're saying, like they actually believe in it. So it just like had a really big impact on me and loads of other students who were also listening. So many people like fear when they speak because they're scared of their opinion being criticized and or not being good enough, which causes them to maybe like trip over their words, and they're like maybe scared of people who are always looking at them. And the way in which you might be able to like just like reduce the like effect of like fear when you're speaking is to like shift your mindset, and maybe like firstly just like accept that you'll never like be able to deliver a perfect speech, because nothing is really like completely perfect, and no matter how much you prepare, you might make a few mistakes and it's not going to be exactly how you expect it to be, because there's so much like other factors that you can't even put into like your calculation. Basically, you can't predict what's going to happen. And yeah, so just like accept that even if your speech isn't perfect, then you still did a very good job by just showing up. And secondly is to have an inner judgment system. Like, yeah, basically, nobody else will know the full like picture except from you, so you have to be able to like have like an inner judgment system of yourself, and just like compare yourself to like just you and not to anyone else, and so that you have no need for external validation, and so you won't even need to like seek approval to the audience from the audience, so you'll just be able to be yourself on stage and just be as real and as authentic as you are. So yeah, fear drives most of us, but audacity and boldness, it can cause us to deliver really transformative and powerful speeches, especially if you have like lots of passion. And yeah, you can't just like half step or give half of your effort. You need to actually put the whole thing, so you can and just be really bold in what you're saying and actually believe it, so you'll be able to speak quite loudly and be confident. And one of the most powerful ways in when you speak, and one of the most powerful things you can do is to deliver a story. And an example of this is like in, as I mentioned before, Denzel Washington's speech Fall Forward. He used the story of his life, basically, when he failed to get an audition when he failed the audition for Broadway many times. He used that story to show us that failure isn't always the end of the road, and that if you keep on trying and pushing, eventually we'll get there. Because now he's like a famous American actor. So basically, yeah, the most powerful thing is to be able to deliver a story, because our brain operates in pictures and we can process what we see much faster than what we hear or anything else. So it's a really powerful ability to be able to paint a picture in someone else's mind, so that they can also relate to what you're trying to say, and that they also have an image of what your point is trying to describe. And a study showed that out of the most successful TED Talks, 85% of them were centered around a story. And the story also has to have a point, because otherwise there's no point to telling a story if you don't have a lesson learned at the end of it. And also don't tell a point about a story, because then it won't impact it as much. So in conclusion, I think that the most important points is just to firstly just have be able to just show up to give, and with a giving attitude, and don't expect anything else in return, so that you're able to just stand there, and you're able to just knowing that being able to provide value to other people is enough, and that you deserve to be there. And secondly is just to be able to have situational awareness and be able to adapt to whatever situation you're put in, no matter what, so you can always deliver an impactful speech. And lastly is just to be able to shift your mindset, understand that nothing is perfect, and to have an internal judgment system, so that you don't let the fear control you. So I hope you learned something. That's all for today. Bye bye.